What's up guys, it's Talon here, and in today's video we have another viewer VOD review in store. Today we're going to be taking a look at Shade and how he performed in the FNCS All-Stars Showdown. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn off post notifications. Also, if you wish to support me in another way, use code Talon.fn in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen we have Shade's POV. He is going to be landing Retail Road this game. This is going to believe a... Alright guys, as you can see on the screen we have Shade's POV. He is going to be landing Retail Road this game, and this is going to be, I believe, a 6 or 7 kill victory royale, and then we're going to take a look at another top 5. So let's just jump into this off-spawn fight. We just are not too much to say here, but I like to just show all eliminations in viewer VOD review, and then when it comes to moving zones, good recognition that that gas can wasn't going to do anything. We have no mats here. This is off spawn again, and then we're at shield advantage right here. For smart, we use our last build to block off. Use our shield advantage, get an easy elimination. Nothing much to say there. Let's go into this next engagement, because I do have some, I guess I would say, advice about this particular engagement. So he's going to see this opponent. He's sitting on top of Slurpee, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then he's going to get a beam on this opponent. Now, I like the aggressiveness here, but peppers are incredibly valuable. And especially if you don't have a launch pad, using it just to get one elimination point may not be the best. And here's my advice as well. If you're going to use your pepper in this situation, you have to get the kill. So fortunately he does, so it's not a complete waste. So you see this opponent kind of building just willy-nilly. You can kind of tell he's just running for his life really, and not even boxing up effectively, getting his heals off. You can also be pretty confident at low HP. Having a tack is not as good. Gets right here on the wall. Now, double swing there could have possibly been bad, but he does take the wall first try. The opponent shoots it through, gets it, finishes. The opponent was not that good, but double swing can get you in trouble against better opponents. But then again, you're fighting up against a tack. You're not going to get one pump. Let's get into the... I always like to start these off in first moving, or half and half, whatever comes first. Because I believe we get a favorable half and half zone. Here, I'm going to press it, play it. Just does a good job of cone peeping, looking around. Like I said, now instead of having one pepper, we have 2 peppers for 1 point. Alright, so as we can see here, I'm going to put it down to regular speed. We have a pretty favorable zone. We're somewhere in this middle of this congestion, 36, so there is going to be surge here. So this is a pretty stacked game. So having that movement is probably worth just keeping it for endgame, but I do like the finish, and he does very well with the 1 pepper that he does have. So we sit here towards kind of the back. We're looking for a more clear angle. We just heard a launch pad go, and so we're going to look to recycle. We're actually going back to where Zone is coming in to go recycle this launch pad, but I believe we actually don't even end up getting it. We hit a little bit. And instead of opting to take that launch pad, we just use the pepper, which I thought was a little bit strange. That launch pad is right there. Might as well take it, save your mats. I know you just took the pepper, but saving your mats later is better than earlier. But due to the pepper, our rotation is going to be incredibly efficient. We get up ahead very quickly. I believe we're going to get a replay bug, get a nice little cutoff here. I don't know if we piece controlled him, but good recognition of the opponent running by. Gets ahead, good conserve tarp. Notice again, back to front immediately. And that's why I say saving those peppers for endgame is really good. You can see Shade is doing an excellent job of using that, excellent job of staying ahead. But I would still have used the launch pad. Now we're doing a good job right here. We're kind of like checking out height here. We're looking for win condition. We're not being passive. And I don't know, I feel like this is an accidental mistake. We dropped down to low here on accident. I believe we were kind of looking to go up. It's okay though. Our pepper gets us back to front. Good recognition. Don't take that launch pad. Doesn't take that launch pad either. I don't mind not taking those launch pads because they're more towards front side, but when you're on the back side, felt like it would have been okay. Doing a good job of here getting ahead. That's been one thing that I can really comment and say very positive. Staying ahead consistently, maximizing that pepper. We're breaking through into the building. So it's going to save us a lot of mats. We have a lot of mats throughout. Just had to drop down here. Do a good job of covering our sides and back, making sure we're okay. And look, we have 500. And now going into 8th, it's going to be really good. Just cranking up placement. And we get a very nice little favorable zone. We get cracked for our shield. We could surf tarp, get in. Now fortunately we don't get jumped upon. Get our minis off. Now this is a good decision right here. I believe what he's going to do here, Shade is going to do here, is going to realize, okay, we're in 8th zone. I have 40 builds. I could probably make a height play. And so what he does, he sees that height is very, very close. He catches the opponent not paying attention, cracks him off shield. They get into a little bit of a build battle. Shade keeps the pressure on, gets the finish. Now you're thinking it guaranteed at least at a 2nd place. And he plays it very, very much correctly. That guy actually had a decent amount of mats, had some hard mats as well. So 300. Free elimination on an opponent, no. Now right here, instead of kind of sitting back towards, I feel like that's something that could have been done a little bit better. Notice how this person's like getting ahead and creating all this space. We're kind of sitting at the back spraying. We need to be much more ahead. We want to be here at the front of this, pressuring these people so they have to come into us. We can do that on height. But we're doing a good job right here of pressuring this opponent at least. Let's see, notice how they're getting ahead. We're playing a little bit towards back. We want to be out here. Go ahead and build those 2-3. You can maybe do 1-2-3 and then get ahead and kind of cut those people off. And you want to just continually spraying. You have 195 AR. You don't want to ever let go. Now that opponent is shambles. We take some damage right here. We drop down here. And that was kind of like a little bit of a mistake. If we already play up ahead, that doesn't happen. We're already established and we're frying those persons from those 2 individuals that are down below. We're frying them from the front and the back. We end up losing height because we're going for a reconnect. And then we kind of just get into a super scuff situation. We're now on ultimate load. Fortunately, we do have some mats to cut things off. So we're not completely shambles. We've taken 40 storm damage when we didn't need to. Now, we have lots of builds. This is good recognition, but kind of scary to play it like. Maybe that was a good bait by Shade. Actually, now that maybe think that you have no mats, the opponent edits down. You catch him off guard, crack him, then you immediately take height from him. Oh, yep, guess what? I still have builds. Unfortunately, got to hit that shot. Now, it goes for the block off here a bunch, but zone is coming into him. Now, we take almost to dive. We haven't taken a single shot of damage from this opponent. Now, all you need to do right here is double piece control this, and then just make, which he does, but then we just kind of sit there and don't make a move for it. But again, we do need to make sure. Now, we are so lucky here. Just go for the shot when he goes for the breakdown. Don't for the build, because this guy misses. We actually put a ramp behind ourselves. We nearly lose, because it's possible he hits a headshot with a pump there. It's all over. GG's. A lot of good stuff. There's good fundamentals there for sure. Just a little bit cleaner in some areas. That endgame, just make sure getting ahead would have definitely been a little bit more beneficial. That way you don't relinquish height that easily where you get shot out instantly. If you're already up ahead and established, you can pressure that opponent so he has no chance to shoot you out or even focus you in any way other than just protecting himself. We saw just an accidental, maybe a mechanical error falling with a launch pad, but one of the benefits of the peppers you saw going from back to front, and that's why I advise that unless you really needed that impact, which I believe you really didn't need that impact, let that opponent run away, do whatever he wants to do. Maybe you'll catch him again with another AR spray, but save those peppers for the end. Shade did a good job of overcoming only having that one pepper. But again, like I said, if you're going to commit to that key. You have to finish that fight. That's exactly what ended up happening, but in my opinion wasn't super duper worth it. It was worth 1 point. You didn't take the purple tack, and you were already super close to cap mats. I believe you used 12-ish builds on that elimination. And take that launch pad. If you're going to go back up, wait to recycle, make sure you take that launch pad if you can. Take a little bit of zone, you'll be fine. That way you can save your mats. You could have gotten immediately to front side and then really used your pepper, or you made it work. That's the beauty of the peppers. The pepper kind of gives you a lot of options, so saving those for moving zones, in my opinion, is the best. Let's get into game number 2, which I believe is going to be a 6 kill 4th place. Alright guys, we are at game number 2. This is actually going to be a 7 kill 4th place performance. It's going to be a lot of good mid game and some decent end game action. Let's take a look. Now we've landed at retail row and we made the very intelligent decision to try and disengage. Why? Because we don't have a shotgun off our drop, so we're not wanting to fight any opponents that are here. However, what ends up happening, which sometimes it does, and again, I like the decision in this particular instance to use the pepper because we do not have the loot that we want to fight off spawn, but we're going to just kind of disengage. We unfortunately get fried by someone in the back, but we're off the pepper, so we should still be pretty confident that we can get away. But we hear that this opponent is getting in a vehicle. We've making a very intelligent play right here as well. We get behind this rock. Now this opponent doesn't have the line of sight, so he gets fried. Right hand peek, very good. The opponent is going to be able to get 1 mini off. We do hear that he has the shotgun. Now we're going to see some fantastic piece control. That's that cone right there. Very quick way to end the fight. The piece control, the edit through with the wall, and getting that high extending cone cuts that opponent off immediately. We finish the fight. It makes it super easy to barrel stuff with the submachine gun, and then we get a free elimination and a pickup of a shotgun, which what we were needing. We get an improvement of the AR as well. We capitalize on that opponent's overt aggression. Let's get into some more mid-game fight. We're going to show an example of something that I talked about previously in one of my professional VOD reviews, is that the power of the sniper is incredibly strong in this meta. Snipers are, again, very annoying to deal with, but if you can use it to your benefit, we're going to see this throughout with Shade right here. Now there's going to be a big kind of third-party situation here. So there's going to be this opponent who's over-peeking, spraying at this opponent that's essentially pitched between this guy and the mountain. And he's sitting still, spraying his AR. He gets headshot sniped. That's a free elimination. Now you're going to see the benefit of that. 89 builds. He's going to probably get near close to max. He's going to get an improvement on his pump. He's going to get some big pots. Yep, we're nearly capped. Only 4 builds away from being capped. And we go, okay, well, let's continue the W King. Off the pepper again. Good right here. We get to a different angle. No triple swinging. We're being very cautious. Notice pickaxe baiting right there as well. And the opponent makes an edit. Now, unfortunately, the opponent's mechanics kind of help us out right there. We may have would have gotten caught off guard if the opponent hadn't just made a door that actually blocked him off. Good movement right here. Jumping. Look at the protection. Jumping to the left. The pepper helping as well. We get that back wall. Get it to a cone, and this is something, again, that I saw in the Mr. Savage VOD review a lot, is when this wall is re-edited with metal, what is a great thing to do is just shoot your pump at it. Insta takes it, cracks, gets a little bit of damage. Opponent actually wins that trade. Now, this is a very wide open left-hand peek, and that's why it's pretty much just an even trade. Notice how we just basically crack each other 75, so a little bit of aim. But we have that front wall, and we have that cone control. Now we do a right-hand peek, a duck back to the cone. Very, very smart. That's the very, just, you see the difference? When you have this right-hand peek and then you actually use the cone for coverage and be a little bit more patient with your shot, as opposed to the previous shot, we just took the left-hand peek, we stood up kind of straight on the cone, and then that's why we end up winning that engagement. So very good. We get just 2 nice mid-game eliminations. We have very, very good loot, so I like it. Now we're going to go into this next portion, and I'm just going to also talk about kind of the investment. We're going to get a snipe on this opponent up here that you're going to see. Misses a snipe. Oh. Now we're confident in King right here. We get a nice snipe. And we do a good job of conserve padding. However, again, in placement-based kind of tournaments, investing launch pads for 1 point is really not, I believe it's 1 or 2 points, but not a significant amount. And we could have, honestly, with this quality of opponent, could have just AR sprayed the whole way there. We get a cone in that's actually ours. The opponent's trying to hold a wall and trying to break the cone. Well, what ends up happening is cracks. The opponent's just kind of trapped. You could have just honestly edited it down. That would have been a counter for that opponent, but good capitalization. But we've now been, again, just gotten used as something that's very, very important for endgame. And these games are pretty stacked. I mean, there's surge in them, so we're fortunately actually to recycle a launch pad there as well. So more power to you. But you never know. If you have 1 launch pad, I'd say you don't do it. 2, maybe be a little bit more confident. We're going to go into this end game here. 40-man zones. Alright, once the moving starts. Now you're going to again see the power of the sniper rifle. You're going to see opponent conserve tarping, gets a nasty headshot snipe. That's a free kind of refresh. Get all of this loot. Now the decision to drop down here I thought was a little bit questionable. You could stay up on that above layer and get away from all this congestion, but the rotation actually becomes really, really good. We see how congested this side is. Oh, I apologize. Let me go back. I don't know why I did that. Sorry. So he gets the finish there. Now, like I said, this decision to drop down was a little bit interesting. We did get a little for refresh of metal, but dropping to ultimate low, I like the decision to go up 1 layer a bit here. We are pretty much ahead. We have tons of surge because we're at 5 eliminations already. Now this was a little bit questionable, just kind of keying out open with your back because you're going to end up getting cracked here. Good decision, recognize that's not his wall. The opponent just jumps in and realizes, oh god, no, that's mine. And then we make kind of a lateral rotation, which I really like. We get to a much less congested side. But we also have a launch pad. Look how it had just kind of how open we're playing. We don't use a lot of mats, which is really good. We get to a nice clear side ahead. This rotate's actually fantastic. Just sit back, wait. These people kind of develop. We're going to fry one off. And because of this rotation to dead side, it actually means we don't have a lot of mats used. Still have 600 mats. We're almost in. Did a really great job. When that I'm pretty sure that was accidental, that drop down. When he dropped down, he made an excellent recovery. Kind of recognizing it's like, oh my goodness, this side is horrible. And he kind of made a nice little lateral rotate to this very dead side. So that was absolutely fantastic. And now you're sitting here with 600 plus build, and you're going to milk this into a top 5 because of that rotate. And you get a favorable zone back to this opponent healing. Free elimination. Get an impact, you get some bigs as well. Good. Taking a little bit sore into the dead side. This rotate's really good. Good right here. We're going to give a fantastic opportunity to heal. Create some space. Let things kind of develop in front of us. And we're going to continue. One thing I see Shade do that's really, really good is, again, you're going to just see him just constantly go into a storm side, a dead side. A replay bug. We don't exactly see what ends up happening. Again, look. These conserved tarps are saving so many materials. We still have 500 wood to play with. But the one critique I would say is that we never use our launch pad in this. Fantastic. Get an opponent that's kind of scuffed trying to flip his ramp. Get a free elimination as well. We never ever really use our launch pad. And so we're going to get in ahead here. We have like 300-ish builds, and we're in 9th, or we're at the edge of 8. Now right here, could have maybe gone for a launch pad play while that opponent might be healing. To go up, take some height, get off this very back layer. This is very, very good. Just block your back, because you can, even I can hear the headphones. And someone's behind you. And right here too, I don't know what ends up happening here. I don't know if we just got overzealous. We have 300 builds, so we have a lot to play with. There's no problem with making a height play here and or just trying to launch pad ahead. This play kind of made no sense. We're out in the open, and then we just kind of open up. This opponent's sitting here waiting for us, and then I believe we get just double pumped. Yep, I believe this opponent pumps and that opponent from height pumps. I feel like right here at this particular point, we'll go back. As soon as you fried that, what looked like height, you could have maybe made a height take. Because more than likely, with you taking 70 damage off, he's going to either, because he's on height, he's more than likely going to stop and pop minis. And that way you could get a nice advantage on it, either land on him and crack him, or land up and get high ground. More than likely, he probably doesn't have the greatest amount of mats to hold it. So just when, let me see if I can go back and find the exact moment. This is where we just get our impact too. Our impact right in the start of 8th on someone that's just lost. Look at that. We get basically siphon mats. Once we get up ahead of here, look, we're conserve type, we're staying ahead. Right here, you see this opponent who's clearly on high ground. I think you could maybe have launch padded right there. You have the mats instead of playing low. That could have been an alternate play. Or when ninth zone started, you could have gone ahead. Overall, really good. The rotations were fantastic. The only, I think the one thing I want to say is in placement-based tournaments, using your mobility to push eliminations are great. If you need it, that's a different story. I feel like in both situations you were near cap mats. Like it's not worth it, in my opinion, to use a launch pad on someone just for 1 point if you don't really need that particular elimination. If you're maybe half builds, maybe you have no shield and you need that impact, sure, but that would be a critique. And then just falling down a lot. I know that might be a minor thing, but there's been some times where it looks like you've been wanting to stay on the layer that you were on, and then you accidentally fell. You made excellent recoveries. No rotations were absolutely fantastic. Just understanding on how to play dead side, that was on display throughout. That was truly very, very impressive to me. Recognizing the congestion on the right side and early on in this game, and then going to the left, saving 600 mats. Really great stuff. I apologize for the cell phone, but thank you guys for watching today's VOD review. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.